Everyone, my name is Dustin Grizzle. I'm the CPA of the group. There's quite a few new faces since the last time I spoke, and the rest of you were probably asleep. So I'm going to do a little bit of background about myself. I'm a second generation South Floridian. I was born and raised here, obviously. So was my dad. There's not too many of us. And I'm married to a beautiful woman named Corrine. I've got three great kids, Andrew, who's 17, Rowan, who's 9, and Bryn, who's 3. Talk about some poor life planning. I am all over the map when it comes to issues with kids. So it's definitely, there's never a boring day in the Grizzle household. I graduated from FAU with a degree in accounting. Little fun fact about myself is that I worked through college as a roofer and a facilities maintenance engineer, also known as a janitor. It sounds a little better on the resume as a facilities maintenance engineer. And it's always interesting to be around my life and my kids, and just it's always unexpected. So my senior year of college, I got a internship at the firm that I previously worked for. I worked there for 14 years and recently got recruited to open an office for a firm named MGO. I've been there since 2019. What I can say is that it's been extremely challenging, but extremely rewarding. If I had a crystal ball, I probably wouldn't have picked a time to start right, a month and a half before the pandemic. But, thank God things actually went really well. The business grew, the office grew. And so now I'm running a team down here in South Florida. So that's a little bit about myself. Let's dive into some of the meat and potatoes of taxes, the really exciting stuff. For business owners, these first two are going to be really important. It's the employee retention tax credit and the second round of PPP loans. So in December of 2020, a rule got passed that you can qualify for the employee retention tax credit even if you took the PPP loans. This was a huge update, and people were very excited. When I talk a little bit more about it, you'll see why. All right, so what is the employee retention tax credit? It's a fully refundable payroll tax credit to encourage businesses to retain and compensate employees during a portion of which businesses were not fully operational. So that was a lot of companies. So for starters, a lot of people qualify. All right, so who is eligible? To claim the employee retention tax credit, you have to to claim the employee retention tax credit during any given quarter, businesses must meet one of the following. Their operations were fully or partially suspended as a result of orders from the government, or they received a significant decrease in their gross receipts during any calendar quarter of 2020 as compared to 2019. All right, so still a lot of people are going to qualify. What is the maximum? And here's the kicker. For the period 3/13/2020 to 12/31/2020, businesses can claim up to $5,000 per employee. It's a huge number. It's even bigger for the period 1/1/21 through 6/30/21. Businesses can claim up to $14,000 per employee. I am talking to many clients right now who their CPAs or their payroll companies are not advising them of this credit just because they accepted PPP loans. Now, there are some intricacies, but just because you accepted PPP loans doesn't mean you can't qualify for this. Some clients are leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Next is the second round of PPP. Essentially, there's a couple of qualifications. There's 3 of them. Businesses who received first round funding of PPP and will or has utilized the full amount for authorized uses. A business who has no more than 300 employees, and they can demonstrate at least, or they can demonstrate at least a 25% reduction in gross receipts comparable to quarters 2019 and 2020. I said or, it's actually and, I apologize. I've only got like 30 seconds left, so I'm going to go through the most important ones. Home office deduction. If you are self-employed or working from home, you can qualify for a home office deduction. There are some intricacies, but the important thing to note is that employees cannot qualify. So you need to be self-employed or run your own small business. people who did not get the stimulus tax payment, the stimulus check, because their 2019 income was too high, but their 2020 income dropped significantly, you're actually going to be able to claim that credit on this tax return. So there's a box for that to be able to get that stimulus check. All right, I'm 15 seconds over. Thank you so much for your time. I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep. Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Dustin. I appreciate that. Again, as we've said before, what we'd like to do is if you have any questions for Dustin, again, we try to cram everything in because we want to try to keep it for an hour for everyone.
Not as attractive as Lindsay, but I am Lindsay. So I am Lindsay Fitchenbaum. I'm a civil attorney of the group. I am attorney with GADC in the Boca office, and we're a full-service law firm with offices throughout Florida and Puerto Rico. However, I specialize in insurance litigation. As a graduate of the Miami Law School, I'm licensed to practice law in Florida and New York. I started out as an intern, if you don't know, in Superior Court of New York in the Family Court Division. And I love the law because no 2 days are the same. I'm originally from Long Island. I'm married. I have one child, thankfully now in daycare. And a good tip for me would be an individual who is battling with their insurance company. Lindsay Fitchenbaum, your civil attorney of the group.
Lindsay, how did he do?
Good job. Thank you.